People usually say that it's very difficult. It's more of a DAO farm. It's more difficult to get revenue from tier 2, tier 3, right? So have you seen any interesting startups or any interesting ideas that are actually generating revenue in tier 2?
Yeah.
And why are you bullish in that particular?
Yeah.
Sure.
So two things, right? One is entrepreneurs from tier 2, tier 3 cities. One is building for tier 2, tier 3 cities. So one, again, I just sort of heard him speak and I think there is a Bima Kavach right out of Indore and Waterbridge has just financed them. So insurance, so they've done innovation in insurance for SMEs. Now that's a very peculiar field, but they've done it, right? So that's one, and they've been doing really well and growing. Without getting into specific numbers. But tier 2, tier 3 entrepreneurs are very good. And you don't necessarily also just have to build solutions for tier 2, tier 3. We just spoke about, another, a bunch of kids that we came across at the event, and a great solution which is pan-India, right? So what I've also seen though interesting is less D2C brands come out of smaller towns. So there's this massive surge. Everybody, if you talk to a tier 1 city, somehow D2C. It's very interesting. There's just been this wave of D2C. Yeah. Also, there was a wave of Meta.
D2C is consumerism. The tier 2 guy has not seen consumerism.
No, exactly. Yeah. So the value add.
So they don't realize.
Yeah. So, but it's actually interesting because the ideas there are very sort of, I will say, how should I put it in a nicer way? It's very
real.
It's very real civil tech being developed. Wow. Civic tech.
That's right. Yeah,
we had a startup that showcased something on the lines of, sewage management system that they had designed. So, so that thinking outside of just ki matlab kaun aur kitna kharchega, right? Yeah. So that's one. And even when you go to tier 2, tier 3 cities, see, sitting in our larger cities, we can think consumer pain points will be X, Y, and Z, but if you're not living that life on a daily basis, you do not know what touch points you're missing out.
Yeah.
So I'll tell an interesting anecdote where some other investor told me about a particular company wherein the company was working out of one of the co-working spaces, and they were kind to some of the cleaning staff there. The cleaning staff reached out to them and said, I want to quit my job, can I join you all? Right? And they said, sure, whatever. But the insights that guy drove, their business is based out of tier 3, tier 4 cities. It has gone 4x from that person coming on board.
Crazy.
Because, and that startup is based out of Gurgaon, but their whole, everything that they're building is for tier 4 and tier 3 cities.
Yeah.
So unless you have someone from there, you can't, right? So especially if you're a founder, then why not? Because, as a young founder or even as a general founder, you would have seen some of the world outside, but then you also understand the daily issues that are there.
What I also understand from this, what I also understand from this is very interestingly that now that when technology is hitting these tier 3, tier 4 cities, right?
Yeah.
And their problems are still the problems which tier 1 cities had, let's say 10, 15, 20 years ago. At that time, there was no technology. So the government's intervention solved those problems in its due time.
Yeah.
Or local civic bodies, right? Suddenly, since they are, let's say, 15 years behind tier 1 cities, and the government's intervention in those tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities is still slow, new entrepreneurs are looking at technology as a solution to solve this before other parties can get involved.
Yeah.
Hence, the rise of these kind of
absolutely.
Startups from Bharat.
That's a good point.
As they say.
Exactly.
How about you guys find deals? Let's discuss that as well.
We find deals.
Yeah.
No. So I'm not that active into angel investments. Whatever I've made, it's been into products that have worked for Leaf. Like Leaf has been a client to them. So we've seen them very closely. We've given them very close feedback, and that's why we know the founders really well. So that makes a lot of sense to us. You didn't touch the most typical thing that an angel investor would say is that we bet on the founder. So, yes, we are also one of them.
We work with so many partners together, in Leaf, and I think the kind of insights that we have given them, in a way, it has helped them shape early the products, not just us, but client like us. So that's a good way to get to know a lot of startups happening.
Also, a lot of founder referral, like
Yeah.
founders recommending other founders
Yeah.
to other founders.
Yeah.
Hey, you should check this out, and putting in. I get a lot of deals from other.
But do you
founders.
like my lens? I'll tell you what right now. If it's just a paper plan, it's a no
Okay.
for me. Because there are so many no-code tools available right now. Like I would be very open to a paper plan probably 5 years ago. Right now, if someone just has a paper plan, I think they are just lazy. So I'm not sure how much you agree to this.
Yeah.
Unless it's of course a deep tech product, then the
Yeah.
game absolutely changes. You
Or the
can't go
founder is
POC
super-
way with a cardiovascular tech.
Yeah.
So the
But-
founder is a superstar. Let's
Yeah,
say he's
yeah, that's
built
true.
and sold 4 or 5 companies. Yeah, paper plan. Just
I mean, if the founder is a superstar, that big a superstar, and then he or she is letting you in,
he would not even
why
go
they
for a
would
paper
let you
plan.
in then?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
happen. So the dynamics would play out.
Yeah.
Correct. That's true.
But so Niharika, a quick question on that. What do you see as and this is just the conversation from the tier 2, tier 3 founders. Do you think tier 2, tier 3 founders have frugality as an innate quality in them since they've grown up
Yes.
with that, and that's
Am I in the tier 2, tier 3
No, I
founder?
don't
No.
think no one is.
Why?
Why would you
You're no.
For how long have you been living in Delhi?
forever?
In Delhi, I've been living since 13 years. I'm 29. I'm still 16
You
years
are-
old.
No,
you have,
I
you have,
think-
got, you have left a lot of insights from that year.
If that is a desperate attempt to gain some spotlight, just to be relevant for this topic.
No, I'm just trying to
But you
tell
have a lot of-
Niharika
but you have a lot
that
of-
she has made great bets.
Oh,
Without realizing that
without
she-
realizing when she was investing in tier 2, tier 3.
The thesis has always been there. Just getting to know it now.
Yeah, it was unlocked now. That's very obvious.